Hi everyone, it's Rebecca, the Colorful Booknester here at Rivercrest Cottage, and I'm so glad you've stopped in to find out what I'm going to be coloring in February. So I thought that I would kind of go through some of the things I'm going to be working on in February. Some of these will be videoed and some won't, of course, but the number one that I'm going to be working on is actually a challenge. And that's kind of how I look at anything that's a readathon or any color-alongs or any of those hashtags. I think of them as challenges, and there's a few that I'm going to be trying to address. A couple of the challenges are year-long challenges, and what I really like about those, number one, is usually it is easier for me to plan for and to keep planning going forward, kind of knowing that hashtag is in the back of my head. So with that in mind, I've got a couple here. I've got a list, of course, that I'm going to be working on. But the first one that I wanted to show you was it's hashtag Pink Purple Woman Valentine. And it's over at Instagram, and it's at Nirma Coloring. I'll have all the information, of course, down below if you're interested. And it's basically taking a picture and only using a very limited palette. So this is the color along, and here's the palette. That is a real limited palette, isn't it? I mean, it's it's pinks and purples. Pretty self-explanatory. So I've already been through all of my stash to figure out what, different items I can use. I love using these little kind of portable, smaller pencil cases. That way I can keep my whole set of choices of the pencils or markers in this case, and pens that I'm going to use for one particular project together, and it's just easy and very portable. And with me going back and forth between here and the apartment, it's pretty important that I have good portability and ease of moving so that I don't have to keep trying to remember all these numbers, not to mention I am writing them down. But that is my limited palette that I'll be using, and I've already started on it so that just kind of, and I've done a couple videos, but I am gonna, not videos, I'm sorry, I'll be doing a video of this process so you can see what it's like to have kind of a monochromatic, very limited palette to work from. Now, one of the things with this color along does allow you for black and white, and then also for, if you're doing a person, you can do skin tones. So I don't necessarily have to do her all in pink and purple, but here she is so far. I'm just working on her hat, as you can tell. I love it because she's holding a Valentine gingerbread cookie. This is actually a picture from, oh gosh, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce it. Ojiki Pop Art. Let me put it in here. This is her Etsy shop. All right, I showed you her Etsy shop. However, this was not one of the pictures that she actually has for sale. It is a style that she has, because this is through her Facebook. It's one of her freebies through her Facebook group. I'll have her link to her Facebook group down in the information as well, so that if you want to join it. I really love her artwork, and she's done some really pretty things. But I felt like this one is a perfect one for winter. It's a perfect one for Valentine's Day. And so this is going to be one that, and it's a PDF that I already own. And that's the second part of the challenges that I wanted to talk about. So again, for year long, this one was for this month of February only, hashtag Pink Purple Woman Valentine. The next one is PDF Coloring 2021, which is being hosted by @Shalene Toland. Shalene has a YouTube channel here as well as an Instagram account, and it's very, very active and does a great job of keeping us all up to date in the coloring community as to what different things in color alongs are happening. But this is for the full year, and it's taking what PDFs you already have and start trying to color them. So it's a version of coloring your own hoard type thing, in that you've already bought these. And because I've had this, well, I didn't buy, but I've had it for a while, I have never colored it, that answers that one great. And I'm hoping to do at least one PDF every month, if not more. And PDFs are easy. I have tons that I want to buy, but I just need to get using them again. I had a problem with my printer for a while. The only thing is that I can't print on any type of good quality paper. It really only prints on copier paper. So, I can't do all these really fun things, and I can't really do tinted paper like a lot of people are doing, and I'd really like to because that makes like white pop, but you know, we work with what we have. And bringing that up, this is the third color along, and that's hashtag crash your stash, and that is at Dollar Diva 1999. Again, Dollar Diva has a YouTube channel as well as her Instagram account, and she is saying use what you got, people, and it's for the full year. And so everything that I'm going to be using in this picture, I already have. I'm not going to have to go out and buy anything. This is from my stash. So my PDF is from my stash, and all of those pens and pencils are from my stash. So trying to stay focused on what we already have. So that's another one. Kind of goes along with my read my own shelves type thing that I've been doing. Let's see. And then there is a couple others that are happening. There is oh gosh, it's called, what is that? Let me go get that list. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. I needed to go get my list. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is a hashtag Coloring Heaven Stash Attack. And this is something that Color and Chat with Sammy is doing. Again, has a YouTube channel, and she also has an Instagram channel. I'll have all those links down below. And this was for you to start focusing on your Coloring Heaven magazines. And so I subscribed for almost a year, and then I've stopped it because I was not working in them as much as I want. I love these magazines. Here's a sample of one, because you get usually a lot of different artists in one magazine. And so you can kind of see if you like an artist. It also introduces you to artists you may not have known prior to this. Now this one is Woodland Fairies. It is all beautiful, beautiful ones. I mean, look at that. That's the back cover of Christine Karen, who's very, very active within our community. A lot of people have her books. But this has so many of her great artwork in it. And because I'm also going to be doing a month-long coloring in the Ode to February. So there's hashtag February 2021 as well. And that one, they're going to kick it off at the first weekend here in February. I'll put all the information down below. It is a huge group of colorists here on YouTube. And they're going to be, it's a Color-A-Thon for the first weekend. It's basically almost 24 hours straight of colorists at different times coming in, and they're all going to be coloring things of the Fae type. So like fairies and, mythical creatures and things like that. So it's always fun. I did it last year, really loved it. I videotaped the coloring for that. I wasn't actually one of the was I? Don't think I was one of the colorists on it, but I did it in support of them. So anyway, sorry about that. So what I'm planning on doing, so this one, whichever one I do choose out of here, which are some beautiful pictures, will work for a Coloring Heaven Stash Attack, and also for Crash Your Stash 2021. And it will also for February. So I'm planning on doing one picture in there. And then I do plan on continuing with Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. This is such a focus for me this year of working on things that like unfinished business. That's what I'm calling it. It's unfinished business. So that, like I said, there's quite a few different pages in here that I've started at some point, but I haven't finished. And I want to get all those pages that I started finished before moving on in the book. So right now we're on page 13, and I'm doing a couple videos of that process for you as well that I'm hoping that you'll get to see here in February. But this one definitely covers Color-A Haven Stash Attack. Oh, no. So this one definitely will cover, there's Crash Your Stash 2021 hashtag. And then there's also Nikki and the Inky Butterfly at Nikki in Niagara, an Instagram account where it's a year long of where you're working in Johanna Basford. So I will be working in this, and that will constitute for that. It will be Crash Your Stash because, again, I'll own it, and I'm only using Prismacolors, some Posca, but I won't be going out and buying any materials to color in this book, so that's kind of good too. So that is what I'm going to be coloring on this month. I hope that you guys will be interested. The very limited palette has me a little bit nervous, but I watched a beautiful video from the ever amazing Zucchini Kitty, which I will link down below, where she did a monochromatic, and how inspiring, and she just didn't seem like it was limiting at all to her. So definitely, this is something I don't know if everybody realizes. This is what I do. I don't come up with a lot of original stuff. I'm a colorist. I like to color. I don't think of myself as an artist, so to speak, because I don't feel I create. I don't create new methods. I don't do a lot of mixed media, but I love that there are so many what I would consider true artists out here for me to learn from. And that's what I do. I do exactly what you're doing. I go to YouTube and find all these wonderful people to follow and inspire me. So hopefully by the things that I do, it either shows that you can do it too. I try to make it very approachable. I try to keep my items that I use in my coloring to a minimum. To some degree, I mean, yeah, there might be 150 pencils I'm using, but all just Prismacolors. It isn't, every different brand out there. So, I try to do that. I try to use budget friendly, which I love my Crayolas, and that's actually what I've been using on this one already. This is going to be a Crayola based picture. So that on copy paper. So I like to make things approachable. So that's what I'm going to be doing in February. Tell me what you're going to be working on. Are you going to be doing any of these hashtags? Do you follow anything on Instagram like that, or here on BookTube? Or are you completely a mood colorer and that is just the way you go? It's wherever your little fingers land, and that's where you color. I like a little help and a little direction because I have too much. But we're working on it. We're working on it. So thanks for checking in down here by the river to see what's going on at Rivercrest Cottage. And as I always say, keep coloring those pages.